What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to bring you some lore behind my D&D created universe, the Embers of Divinity. So if you don't know what that is, I'm going to be putting a playlist at the end of this video that you can check it out. I just started this, so there's only like 2 or 3 videos on there. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm creating my own D&D universe revolving around 5 planets, and each planet has humanity that pledges themselves and devotes themselves to certain gods. The more humanity believes in them, the stronger the gods become. So eventually, these 5 planets will be going to war with one another to kill off those gods and essentially make humanity believe into that other god from that other planet. So there's currently 5 worlds. The first one is called Paradiso, and this one houses 2 gods, Dios and Lucifer. There's also another one called ShintoRyu. This planet has 4 gods. You have Amaterasu, the dragon goddess of the sun, Susanoo, the dragon god of the sea, Tsukuyomi, the dragon god of the moon, and Buddha, the enlightened. The next world is called Jotnar, and it houses the Nordic gods Odin, Thor, Loki, Balder, and Tyr. And the other one is, I haven't thought of a name yet, but this planet revolves around Egyptian gods, Anubis, Horus, Sobek, and a few more that I haven't 100% concrete have made them into this world. And there's another one that I'm going to be keeping a secret for now. So there you go, guys. Those were the 5 worlds in my universe that are going to war with one another. And basically what I'm doing is that I'm running D&D campaigns, and every campaign is going to revolve around something going on in one of these 5 planets. Sometimes it just delves with what's going on in that planet itself. Sometimes there's a huge war going on between the 2 planets, and my players kind of travel from planet to planet. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to be going over the lore, the background, the history for one of my favorite planets, ShintoRyu, which delves with like samurais and dragons and monks and stuff. So without further ado, this is the history of ShintoRyu. Upon the creation of ShintoRyu, there existed 4 gods: Buddha the Enlightened, and 3 sibling dragon gods, Amaterasu, Susanoo, and Tsukuyomi. The humans of this world praised Buddha as their one true god, and this angered the dragon gods. Susanoo then commanded the very seas to swallow all seaside temples that were pledging their allegiance to Buddha, while Tsukuyomi obliterated the mountainside temples with a barrage of meteors. Amaterasu confronted Buddha directly, but with his followers and temples gone, his power was severely weakened. With Buddha the Enlightened posing no longer a threat, the dragon sibling gods created a celestial race of dragonborn to guide humanity towards prosperity. These dragonborn split into 3 clans, each clan devoting themselves to one of the 3 gods. Seinaru Hono no Ryu was the clan of the dragons of the sacred flame. Kurakeru Nami no Ryu was the clan of the dragons of the crushing wave, and Ainen no Suki no Ryu was the clan of dragons devoted to that of the eternal moon. With their guidance, humanity prospered and even evolved to be able to wield magic. This caused a major surge in the dragon god's powers, and unfortunately, it caught the attention of a jealous and powerful god, Dios. Dios then ordered his second-in-command, Lucifer, to awaken the serpent of temptation from the Garden of Eden, and to use it to divide the humans of ShintoRyu into feral monstrosities. Before Lucifer landed on ShintoRyu, however, he stopped on the planet called Jotnar. Here he met with another god, Loki, and the two gods struck a deal. The attack on ShintoRyu began when Loki summoned the Frost Titans to wreak havoc, while Lucifer hid the serpent within the planet. The serpent then began to unleash its aura of sin, which led humanity to give in to lust, pride, wrath, sloth, envy, greed, and gluttony. With their main objective accomplished, Loki and his Frost Titans left the world. Time passed, and the serpent began to feed off of humanity's sins. No longer was it a tiny snake. Now it was a massive 8-headed serpent, known as the Yamada no Orochi. The Orochi began to rampage across the world, but the Dragonborn clans assembled their finest warriors and assaulted the otherworldly monstrosity. The battle lasted an entire day and night, and victory was almost claimed by the beast. But from out of the seas of endless stars, Susanoo emerged. With his godly powers, he imprisoned the beast in a cage of roaring tidal waves. Even in its imprisonment, the Orochi's aura of sin still affected humanity, and so the Dragonborn clans united their armies in an effort to invade the planet of Paradisio and kill Dios and Lucifer. To lead this army, the dragon sibling gods created a warrior, a Dragonborn named Ryuma, capable of wielding the 3 elemental affinities of each god. However, creating this being used up a lot of their power, and the Orochi felt the weakening of the gods. This is when it let out a horrendous roar, and almost instantly every Dragonborn who had been bitten by the Orochi began writhing in pain, as steam escaped their bodies. Their blood began to boil as their flesh melted off, revealing their charred and burnt skeletons. These infected then began to attack savagely, ripping and tearing apart their own clansmen. Thanks to Ryuma, the casualties were minor, and they ended up killing off the infected Dragonborn. Unfortunately, those slain Dragonborn from the battle before against the Orochi reanimated, and they began to spread the disease across the realm of humans. The 3 clans then attempted to find a cure, but no means of magic nor medicine could stop this vile mutation. The disease became known as dragon rot. To try and end this disease, the dragon gods then created 3 swords infused with their sacred power. Ryuma took the blades and went onwards to kill the Yamada no Orochi. With the sword of crashing waves, Ryuma pinned down the beast, and with the sword of the eternal moon, he hacked off 7 of its 8 heads. And finally, with the sword of sacred flame, Ryuma was about to burn the Orochi to ash, but before he could swing the final blow, he vanished. With their savior gone, the plan to invade Paradisio was halted in its tracks, and with the disease spreading like wildfire, the 3 dragon clans couldn't agree to a singular course of action, and they isolated themselves, shutting down entry to the realm of Dragonborn from all of humanity. As days become weeks, the situation only grows worse and worse. And that was the history behind the planet of ShintoRyu. I end it here because this is where the campaign that I like to call Dragon's Descent starts. And I'm going to be giving you the key points, the highlights of every session in a story form. Later on, maybe next week or so, we're currently about 4 or 5 sessions in, and this is the campaign that I'm playing with all brand new players. So me as the DM, there's a lot riding on my shoulders to give them a complex, compelling story that they can enjoy. and hopefully I'm able to give them a good taste of what D&D is like, so these new players can enjoy the game, because at the end of the day, you can have the most intricate storyline, the most complex characters, but if your party isn't having fun, then you're not doing something right. So, again, guys, this is the lore behind my own created universe for D&D, the Embers of Divinity. So let me know what you guys think down below. How should I incorporate certain aspects into it? And if there's anything you want to let me know from being a DM and kind of playing with first-time D&D players, I will appreciate any tips down in the comments below. So again, if you enjoyed this, sit tight, because there's more lore on my D&D universe coming in the following weeks. And of course, I've been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys next time.